Hello again, my bloggies. I just called you bloggies. I meant to say vlogies. I'm still not used to the word vlog, and I still don't like it, for the record. But what am I going to do about it? That's what it is. It's a vlog. That's the proper term for it. Anyway, I am still Tiffany. I still have my Legos. I still have my notes. These are new notes, though. New backwards activity points notes. Because that's what I'm going to talk about today is activity points. Mandy left me to this one because she doesn't really count hers. I don't know why. You make more points and you can eat them if you want, and I think that is an amazing thing to be able to do. And I love Weight Watchers for giving me that option. Anyway, activity points. You get up and move, you exercise, you do whatever, and you earn points back. I learned through Weight Watchers, pretty much anything can count as activity. Anything that's not just you sitting around doing nothing. Sitting around doing nothing doesn't get you anything. Also, just standing around doing nothing doesn't really get you anything. Some people have it in their mind that they're standing up, they must be losing weight, but they're not because they're still not doing anything. They're just standing, and it's not the same. Anyway, all the activity you can do that you can count, you have to measure it in some sort of way. You just keep track of how long it is you've done whatever you're doing in minutes. It wants to know it in minutes, which always freaks me out. I forget how many minutes or whatever. I've learned that I use 60 and 90 a lot and 30. Those are the ones I use a lot for minutes. And anything past that, I would probably have to math it. And you know I don't like math and we're not good at it. It's also measured by its intensity. Low, moderate, and high. It actually gives you cool little descriptors of how to determine what it is. Low, any low activity, you're still able to talk while you're doing it. You're not sweating, stuff like that. Moderate, you're able to talk, but you're not able to sing if you want to test your activity out like that. And high, you shouldn't be able to talk, you shouldn't be able to sing, you should be sweating all over the place. And all sorts of stuff like that. If you go on the Weight Watchers website, if you're signed up for that, you can actually, it has a list of activity. And like I said, there's a lot of things that I wouldn't normally count as exercise. But then again, a lot of them aren't really exercise. They are just activities that, you know, you're still burning calories at, even if it doesn't really feel like you are. Which is stuff like cleaning, gardening, baking, chasing your kids around, stuff like that, walking your dog, things that are still stuff that you do, but you don't really like, oh, I'm exercising, you know. And then, of course, it also lists, like, all the sports and, like, the extreme sports. And those are all things that are, like, you know, rated at the high level of intensity and stuff like that. So here's my book again with its cute little strawberries on it. This is today. Again, I wish it didn't show this backwards. I don't know. There might be a way for me to fix it, but I'm not going to mess with it right now. Anyway, that's all the stuff I've had today, which, if you can't tell, that's some weird chili concoction Chris made. It was pretty good. A banana, which was no points, some coffee, which was no points. It was all good. On the back here, it's got a spot for you to list your activity. Again, I wish it wasn't backwards. But I have cleaning on there, and I cleaned today. Just clean the house, general things that I would do all the time. For 90 minutes, that was still a low-intensity activity. But I still got back 8 points for it, which 8 points is already almost that food that I ate. Actually, I think it was. No, it was 9 points that I ate. But now it's like I only ate 1 if I wanted to count them. I also did the treadmill. I got on the treadmill. I counted the treadmill as moderate. Not everyone probably does. But my treadmill is really old and broken. And if you don't put the incline all the way up, it makes this horrible grinding sound like you're squishing somebody in it. So that's the only reason I count it as moderate is because I have to do it with the incline all the way up. I did that for 20 minutes and got back 3 points, which you'd think treadmill and, you know, it being moderate would get you back more points. But it's just because I didn't do it nearly as long. I cleaned way longer than I did the treadmill. And now that I have these 11 points, I have to decide what to do with them. And there are 2 things you can do with them. One, you can just add them back into your tracker. You could actually just add them right here. It'd just be like plus 11 and just take away all the stuff you ate like you hadn't eaten anything today. Or you can save them. Hang on, there's an ant on my computer. I'm sorry, my house is infested with ants and they're creeping into my bedroom and it freaks me out when I see them, even though they're just ants. Anyway, you can add them back to your thing and just eat them and it'll just like cancel out everything you ate that day. Which I used to do that, and I started to realize the couple of times I did it that those weeks I wasn't losing any weight. And it's because that even though I was exercising and working a lot harder than I usually did, everything I burned off I just ate again because I just added it right back into my tracker and I would just eat more food. So I try now to save them, and I just save them till the end of the day. And I mean, if at the end of the day I'm still hungry, then I'll go ahead and eat them. But activity points, you can actually keep them all week long, just like your weekly allowance. But if you don't eat them by the end of the week, then they're gone. You know, they're gone just like your weekly allowance. They don't roll over. You don't get to keep them. They're not rollover minutes. They're not rollover activity points. You don't get to use them anymore at the end of the week. So I save them a lot. I know if there's a special occasion coming up that week, if it's something I know there's going to be a lot of food or something like that, I will actually make the extra effort to save up the activity points so that I don't have to feel as bad, you know, going out and eating. And where the hell is this ant coming from? I think I just knocked it on the floor. I hope that ball killed him. It probably did, and he's probably fine. Anyway, so activity points, you earn them from doing activities. Pretty much anything you're moving. If you're moving around, you can still count it. If you're not sure the things you can count, like I said, go on the Weight Watchers website. You can look at the activity tracker, and it'll give you a whole list of things that you can count as activity, but it also gives you the option to add your own things. So, again, pretty much as long as you're moving, you can count it, but be reasonable about it. Like, I would never count cleaning as a high amount of activity because I know it's not. I'm standing around washing dishes and cleaning the bathtub and vacuuming the floor. That's not nearly as high as like marathon running or something, you know. Don't overcount it. Be reasonable in what you call it and just keep an accurate track of how long you do it for. Like I said, eat them, don't eat them, do what you want with them. Just make sure to use them by the end of the week because if not, they're just kind of wasted. But if you don't eat them, you probably will lose weight a little faster because you're burning more calories than you're eating, which is just a proven fact of weight loss. If that's what you have to do, is to burn more calories than you eat. But you can still eat them and actually be all right. For realsies, I'm not lying. So I guess that's it. I will actually be back in a few minutes to tell you about pie. So, yay, pie. All right, bye.